Brosplay! It's when someone's like, they're like, oh man, I need glasses. I'm always like, yeah, me too. And they're like, you have glasses. And I'm like, yeah, man, that's why I'm using them.
That's why I have them, because I need them.
Hello, welcome back to God of Swimming. Fuck, man, the second the show starts, I immediately am comfortable making just poor jokes. I don't know what it is.
In all fairness, you do make some poor jokes when the show's not on.
Just
right, bro.
roasting me over here like that soldier from the last episode.
I don't think you got roasted quite that bad. That was an amazing jump.
Thank you.
That was pretty I'm actually complimenting Kratos, but you're welcome.
Well, I timed it, though. He didn't do that shit.
That's true. I think I even said in one of the last episodes that he jumps so much further than Jack from Jak and Daxter.
I don't need that.
It doesn't matter this session, actually. This session, we are fresh. This session is all God of War.
Did we come to this after Jak last time?
Yes, we did. We played... last time we actually finished playing Jak and Daxter, which may or may not be fully released by the time this comes out.
Who knows? Also, sorry for that. Coughing.
You alright, bro?
Yeah, I just coughed on water.
Just, oh, wrong pipe? That's what they always say.
Wrong pipe.
Sorry about that. It just went down the wrong pipe. I didn't mean to get water in my asshole, but...
I feel like that joke's been made by someone, but I've never heard it myself, so...
Yeah, if I haven't seen it, it's new to me!
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
I love this.
Oh, right. Dude. That doesn't make any sense, but is really cool.
I think you can still hear him going, here. No.
No, but that might be him blowing out air, right?
Maybe.
That sound.
Water dogs!
Nice,
Yep.
nice.
Artemis, just for you.
Thanks,
just for
bro.
You, bro.
You know how much I love the Artemis.
Yeah.
Zap them. Oh, you can't zap them.
You're a big fan of Artemis Fowl, too.
Yes, I am, actually. I haven't read one in maybe half a decade.
Did they make movies about that yet?
I don't think so. I think it would probably make pretty good movies at the end of the...
for sure.
Well, as long as it's done well, same as anything else. But, yeah, I haven't read one of those books in so long, I'm starting to wonder if maybe that's something I gotta put on the old list.
Oh, we'll get to them all.
All the books?
Yeah.
Every book.
Imagine one day being able to say that, because is there... Like, I don't think... I've never seen it, and I'm not saying that it doesn't exist, but is there a podcast that discusses specific books? There has to be, right?
Like one that's dedicated to that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like somebody's got to have one. It's not like it's a unique idea. I don't think anyone probably approaches them in the way we do, which is kind of like very nonsensical and not always, not always poignant and direct. I feel like most people who have the will to do that are more like, I want to present the book.
Yeah.
Whereas you and me kind of just want to talk about why we like it. And
yeah.
I think I even mentioned that in like when we were trying to figure out what the essence of A discussions are.
Yeah.
It's really about why I like it or we like it. It's not about like, you know, oh, there's great literary devices or like they really use the plot well. Like it's not about that.
Man, this fucking book has great literary devices.
We talk about literary devices, but we don't talk about them in those terms. Right?
Why was there a fucking handle behind a door?
And why was the door not locked? Why are none of these doors locked? They're just like, if someone is strong enough to lift this door, they have earned the right to go through the door.
Well, that's how it works, brother.
Those are the rules. The gods know.
I got a documentary for you to watch. It's pretty interesting. It's called Andy and Jim. Jim and Andy. So, are you familiar with Andy? Fuck.
Andy Milonakis, Andy Dick.
I always forget his last name. God damn it. No. Fuck. Of course it happens right here. Anyway, he was,
Isn't there a huge thing of health on the one wall?
Yeah. Good call.
'Cause, yeah, I don't know if we're going to make it through this with no mana and no health.
So there's this... He's not a comedian. Everyone called him a comedian, but he's not a comedian. And of course I would forget his fucking name the second we get into the show. But
it's Andy though. Andy, not Andy Kaufman.
Kaufman.
Oh,
yes, thank you. Thank you.
No problem. Those are the only 3 Andys I know, so I'm really glad that was it.
Yeah, so Andy Kaufman was by many considered a comedian, but he considered himself more an entertainer than anything. And he was just constantly doing strange things where he would never let people know if it was real or fake, and he wouldn't like at the end of it go like, yeah, well, you know, thanks for sitting through that. This was the joke. Like he would keep it up off air. Like people who were part of the production weren't even sure if it was true or not.
Whoa.
And he was constantly doing these things all the way up until.
Did he do a show like Punk'd, you mean?
No. He didn't do a show. This is like I think back in the 80s.
Oh.
He's like revolutionary in his style and what he did, because he was constantly changing things up. He wrestled women for fun and like refused to wrestle a man, and then one time wrestled a pro wrestler and got beat. And
what a bizarre story.
They weren't even sure if he actually got hurt or if he was pretending. It was so fucking strange.
I think it might be time for the Blades of Chaos again.
And he did. You've seen that famous bongo one, right? Where he pretends to cry, and he turns it into a song.
No,
it's the strangest thing ever. It seems like he's actually bombing.
I don't actually know if I would recognize Andy Kaufman, so that makes it hard.
We gotta fucking watch this shit between episodes, man, because it's brilliant.
Between episodes, okay. So we should tell people what we're gonna watch so that they can go watch it between episodes too. I don't know what
it's called, man. The bongos one, man.
The Andy Kaufman bongos.
The bongos one. Just type that shit in. Bongos one.
See what comes up.
Yeah.
Sometimes I like doing that when I'm looking for something, to just type in the most rudimentary explanation. Like if you're looking for God of War, just type in like chaos. You know, like murder chaos. And just see
when I get angry, I type it in how I want to say it. Like I'll say something like, how to turn off the stupid fucking notifications on this goddamn software. And it like comes up with a really poor version of what I'm looking for. A child of Poseidon, many drown longing for her embrace. Okay,
well, I'm glad I didn't drown longing for it.
But the point of what I was bringing up is that Jim Carrey played Andy Kaufman in the film Man on the Moon, and the Andy and Jim is a documentary about that.
Right, this all started with a documentary.
Yeah, and they never wanted to release the footage behind the scenes because they were too afraid it would affect the sales of the movie by depicting Jim Carrey as being a complete asshole. And so Jim's like the guy that they're interviewing for it and showing all this footage, and it's just nuts, man. He truly still believes that it was not him playing Andy. He actually let Andy from the afterlife like possess him, basically.
What?
He just like
Jim Carrey believes this?
I mean, he doesn't call it that, but he says, you know, Andy took over. You know, Andy tapped on my shoulder and said, I'm gonna make this film.
Whoa.
And so he played Andy off air all the time. And
while he was filming it.
Would occasionally come back and be Jim for a little bit and then go off and be Andy. And it was like so intense for him that by the end of it, he had to take a break because he needed to remind himself who Jim Carrey was.
Whoa.
Because Andy had taken over. It's very strange.
I wouldn't have believed that, or at least would have been way more skeptical before the whole Heath Ledger thing. Because that was one of the first real insights the world got into how deep you can get, like, into a character. Whoa.
This is fan service right here.
Yeah.
Not fan service. This is player service.
Yeah. They need to have more hallways like that. That was the shit.
You know, all of what's it called was inspired by that's where all the Dark Souls games came from. Just that one hallway.
Yeah, they were like,
I want to make a game where breaking vases is that much fun.
Yeah, and they probably decided that it was too inefficient to have to use your weapon.
Yeah.
So it'd be way easier if you could just pile drive it with your body.
I should clarify though. I don't think he actually believes he was possessed by Andy, but rather that he just like he became Andy himself. And then the even stranger part is that Andy Kaufman played this character called Tony Clifton, and Tony Clifton wasn't real, but this other guy also played Tony Clifton, and the two of them were friends, and they created Tony Clifton together. And so there would be times where people would expect Andy to show up as Tony Clifton, but the other guy did, and Andy's in a different fucking state. And then they did like fucking
what
Jim.
A bizarre.
Jim did this again. Like he did this. He basically replicated everything that Andy did, almost too well. Like the thing I was telling you about the wrestler, where they weren't sure if he was faking it.
Yeah.
He actually fought the guy again, and we're still not sure if he actually got hurt or not.
Really?
He did it again. And then they got the same guy to play Tony Clifton, and then Jim Carrey showed up. And everyone was so fucking confused.
That's unreal.
Yeah.
It's a very confusing situation, but is this documentary on Netflix?
Yeah, it's very new.
Okay.
It just came out.
This is
It's
a good
actually
time for Wrath of the Gods.
Dude, it's a Vice documentary.
Oh, okay. So is it on YouTube then?
No, it's on Netflix.
Okay.
It's a Vice Netflix original.
Interesting. Okay. Because I know Vice does a lot of documentaries. This is like a full-time one, or sorry, a full duration? Is it a movie?
Yeah. It's great because it has a little insight on who Jim Carrey is and where he's been, because he was roaring in like the late 90s.
And then
he's done
almost
nothing in the last bit, and he says it's because he has no ambition anymore. Not in a negative way though. He has everything he wants. He doesn't really want anything else. He's kind of just...
Once you've made a shitload of movies and they're good movies and you have all this money, I feel like you're probably just looking for what you want to do.
Yeah.
I was listening to a podcast with Billy Corgan, who's the lead singer of Smashing Pumpkins.
Yeah, he's cool.
And that's what he was talking about. He was saying, once you've made $40 million, what is the point? He walked into a Mercedes dealership, or sorry, a Ferrari dealership, paid cash, and then left. Like, once you've apexed like that, it's kind of hard to come up with goals for your life.
Yeah, I'd like to find a way to feel relatively comfortable in this as a job, but always have something to fight towards, you know? Always have a thing to prove with myself. And I like that Scroobius Pip line that if you have a goal, you can achieve it, and then you might be left feeling empty because there's no goal for you. But if you're constantly trying to improve on yourself, then you're never done with that. That goal is never
your work
fulfilled.
is never done. Yeah. I really like Scroobius Pip.
I love this fucking hallway scene. This is so cool.
Yeah. It gets tight each time. It's a really well done hallway. You get mashed if you don't do that dash though.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, actually, I'm not sure because this holds you back too.
A little bit, yeah.
So it might actually be an equal trade-off. I forgot what I was going to say.
Oh, we were just talking about like improving on yourself. Scroobius Pip also has a line where he says, if you have something to fall back on, then you're probably going to fall back.
Right.
But if you have nothing to fall back on, then he says then it's all out attack. But the idea is that if you can give up, you will give up. So if you don't give yourself the option to give up, you won't, right? Because you literally don't have a choice.
It's actually kind of like today. Normally, I always tell myself on my days off, I am...
Do you miss it?
Oh, no! Oh!
I think you missed it.
Yeah. On my days off, I tell myself, I'm going to get all my laundry done and my groceries done first thing in the morning, and then I'm going to have the rest of the day off, and I never get that shit done. But today, I was out of coffee, so there was actually no reason, like, I had to fucking get my shit done because I had no other option. I had nothing to fall back on.
It's nice to get stuff done early in the day, but yeah, it's weird because you can't just always do that. You can't just always put yourself in a position where you have no other option, because then you don't teach yourself the skills to want to do it. Look down at your shadow. Yeah. You see that?
Oh, that looks like a bird?
It's just the blades. They're the only thing casting a shadow.
Oh my god! It's just a floating X!
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so extreme, brother. I don't even have a shadow.
Oh my god. You got it, bro. You got it, bro. Do you got it, bro? Yeah, you got it, bro.
Yeah, I think that's a bit of a misnomer.
What?
The super fast thing. Fuck! Where the fuck, what? Really?
Yeah, you have to do the dash there, I guess.
Ow, dude, the vibration
Hurts?
It's not. It doesn't hurt. It's just so constant. Once you get picked up by that thing, it vibrates the whole time.
Oh. Yeah, that's probably just a design decision. They didn't really think about. It just kind of happened.
Well, why would you think about design decisions, brother? It's not like they're decisions.
Yeah, so many different hands.
Ow!
Oh, okay, you're gonna have to wait now.
Are you?
Yeah, I was gonna say, dude, you gotta move.
What the fuck?
Dude, you didn't move. That second time was your fault.
I didn't even know I was gonna get hit by that.
Well, you did because you got hit the first time. But I know what you mean. Woo! That one's really far.
Yeah.
I do like these areas. Even though they're kind of anti the rest of the game, which is all about, like, mashing people.
Oh, I have no issue with changing up gameplay. I have a big problem when there is no established core gameplay, when the gameplay changes so often that you don't even know what the game itself is.
This game actually changes a lot, but I would say doesn't do what you just said. It doesn't, like, undermine...
Oh, hi!
Oh.
One of the best examples of varied gameplay that manages to incorporate the core elements is Jak 3. What a good fucking game, man.
I do like Jak 3. I really like Jak 2, and it's hard for me to decide which I prefer, because I didn't really play them at the same time. I played Jak 2, and then many, many years later, I played Jak 3.
Yeah, that's what's so cool about doing this show. 10,000?
Yep. And it's 9,000 to upgrade your chaos.
That's 6 points is how many? 2,000?
I'm not sure, actually. I didn't even see how many you had when we went in there.
Yo, check this shit out, bro.
I assume each bar is worth a flat amount, like maybe 50.
Maybe. Gotta be honest with you, this is probably one of the hardest games for me to focus on the conversation.
Because the combat is really hard in this game.
It's very involved.
It's very involved, but yet enemies don't feel... I don't know, sometimes they do feel like they have too much health.
Occasionally.
Yeah, I spoke too soon on that one.
Well, we were fighting one of the...
That killed him? Oh,
Yo,
man.
In this case, Kratos can drown his demons. They don't know how to swim.
If I can't fight my demons, I'll just soak them in water.
It's a Bring Me the Horizon line. I can't drown my demons. They know how to swim. Is drowning demons a common phrase?
No, not at all.
I thought... Aww.
Okay.
Because I thought it was a really clever line, and then I was like, who says drowning demons?
Usually it's fight your demons.
Is it?
There was a good line in Doctor Strange. Oh, yeah. The guy said, I came here for the power to defeat my enemies, but instead you gave me the power to fight my demons.
Oh!
And I thought, that's actually pretty cool. And then she goes and undoes her own line. She's like, you can never defeat your demons. You can only learn to live with them. And I thought, well, that's totally disheartening.
I don't know if that's... It's kind of a broad statement.
I think she's right in a way that the ghosts of your past never go away. They only fade. Right?
Yeah, you can also kind of start to figure out how to look at them as not being demons. Right?
I feel like you and me don't have any real demons, though.
No, you're right.
You know, when you think about someone who's, you know, killed people for one reason or another, whether it's, like, in defense of self or in service to something.
Right.
Or someone, you know, who's, like, horribly wronged their loved ones.
That's actually the common theme in Punisher.
Horribly wronging loved ones and murdering people?
Murdering people for service.
That's, like, where it all starts?
Well, it's like the theme in the whole thing. You know, the Punisher did it. His enemies did it. People do it for the Punisher. You know, it's all connected. Yeah. What the fuck am I supposed to be doing here?
The Punisher is a very unique superhero because he's not a superhero.
Oh yeah, he's almost an anti-hero.
Well, no, he's 100% an anti-hero.
Is he? Yeah,
by like literary standards. But just what I mean is that he's a superhero like Deadpool, actually. Because if he had the ability to regenerate, he essentially would be Deadpool.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
he just wouldn't have a sense of humor.
He has like real fucking demons though. Whereas Deadpool is just kind of after some stuff.
Deadpool has has a past, but the Punisher has real demons.
Yeah.
Hardcore, like, I can't even imagine what kind of demons, you know, someone who's worked as a mercenary, well, or I guess not a mercenary, he just murders people.
Well, I don't want to say too much.
But everyone,
cool?
No, oh,
Underwater elevator?
that is pretty sweet.
Underwater elevator.
But I'm just talking about the Punisher as a general concept, like even when you watch the old movies and stuff.
The John Travolta one?
Dude, that's not a bad movie.
I want him and his family dead.
It's better than the one that came after it. Do you remember the one that came after it? Yeah.
I never saw that one.
It had the guy. Have you seen the other guys?
Yes.
You know the guy who heads the security detail?
Yeah.
Yeah. That guy plays the Punisher.
Really?
In like a 2008 movie, I think. And it just doesn't have...
Oh, I think I've seen that one.
Yeah,
Did it have a stupid subtitle?
It might have. Oh, yeah. Punisher Warzone.
Warzone.
Yeah,
Yeah,
100%.
yeah.
And I just remember it being lackluster by comparison.
That's
Agreed.
a great word.
The John Travolta one was not perfect, but it was better than the one that came after it.
By the way, I'm aware that I'm probably not doing anything with this laser for a while. I just keep doing it in case it wastes time to not do it.
Oh yeah, I don't want to run back either. Oh yeah, these guys with their plume shields.
Well, it's more like an anti-plume shield. I imagine they don't call their weapons the plume shields.
Yeah, because they don't shield from the plume at all. Actually,
no,
it's
not at all.
the only thing that they don't protect from.
Yeah.
That's a pretty cool move. Instant plume.
Insta-Plume.
Savage plume.
I wish I was quick enough to come up with some commercial for Insta-Plume.
Sometimes a joke is there, but you just don't have the content.
Sturgeon joke.
Still one of my favorite jokes of all time.
It's one of my favorite moments in Brosplay.
Go back. Is that Shank 2? Yes. Yeah, pretty sure, because you picked up a fish, and you can't pick up fish in Shank 1.
Yeah, okay.
So go back and watch the Shank 2 playthrough.
The whole thing, yeah.
The whole thing was awesome. Both
Are you
Shank
sure
games,
about
actually. That it was the second game?
Yeah.
Certain.
No, that it was all good all the way through. It's quite a statement.
Yeah, I'm not 100% certain, but I remember, well, our playthrough is probably good all the way through. I don't remember if the game was.
You think we were good that long ago? That's like 2 years ago, dude.
Was it?
Yeah, man.
Oh shit, that was a long time ago. Okay,
It was 2 summers ago.
Don't go watch that. Don't go that far back unless you really, really want to.
Don't watch anything but this one.
What do you mean?
It's the only one that I have nothing...
What, the God of War one?
We haven't said that I haven't said or done anything that I regret.
Even in Jak and Daxter, you've had problems?
Probably.
But I love Jak and
maybe
Daxter.
Jak and Daxter. It's, of course I'm joking. It's entirely subjective and it's up to each individual.
Yeah.
I now that I've done this for so long, I watch other Let's Players and I see these moments that before I thought were great, and now I'm like, oh, I can feel how much they regret just saying that.
Yeah, or the awkwardness in the moment, yeah.
Yeah. So it's really just, you know, some people are going to have rose-colored glasses for this show for a long time. They're not going to even notice the shit until we point it out.
Yeah, no matter what.
Oh, I like this part.
Jesus. All right, thank you for joining us.
Well,
Next time...
I was going to say that, but the cinematic might play. No, never mind.
No, it's just showing us the room. They do this all the time. Next time, big, huge door.
Yeah, big, huge door.